Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into some pretty wild new research that uncovers a hidden weakness in even the most powerful AIs. And, more importantly, a surprisingly simple trick to make them work a whole lot better.
So, let's start with a puzzle. You know how powerful these large language models, these LLMs are, right? But at the same time, they can be, well, weirdly picky. Why is it that a tiny change in how you phrase something can lead to a completely different answer? It's a sensitivity that has really stumped AI researchers for a while now.
Okay, check this out. This slide shows you exactly what I'm talking about. At the top, an AI translates a German sentence, and the English version it spits out is, well, it's just okay, kind of clunky. But look at the bottom. The researchers just tweaked the original German a little bit. The meaning is exactly the same. And bam, the very same AI gives a much better translation.
And listen, this isn't just some random fluke. No way. This reveals something fundamental about these models. They are incredibly sensitive to the specific phrasing of the stuff we feed them. And this is both a major weakness and, as we're about to see, a massive opportunity.
So to really get why this new idea is such a game changer, we kind of have to look at how we've been doing things up until now and see why those old tricks just aren't cutting it.
All right, let's get on the same page. Every time you talk to an AI, you're giving it what's called a prompt. And a prompt, as you can see here, really has two simple parts. There's the instruction, that's your command, like translate this to English, and then there's the input, which is the actual text you want it to work on.
For years, the whole field of prompt engineering has been laser-focused on just one thing, perfecting that instruction part. Researchers came up with all these complex methods with fancy names like prefix tuning and automatic prompt optimization, all designed to find the absolute perfect command to give the AI, while totally ignoring the input text itself. But here's the light bulb moment, right? For a ton of common tasks, like translating a document or summing up an article, the instruction is dead simple. It's just translate this. The really messy, complicated part is the input text. So researchers started asking themselves, what if we've been pouring all our energy into the wrong half of the problem?
And that realization led to this really clever idea. A total flip of the script, actually. What if, instead of trying to perfect our command, we rewrite the input itself?
And the core idea behind this is it's fascinating. The researchers basically said, hey, what if these AI models have their own, let's call it a preferred language, a style that's just easier for them to process than our normal, messy human way of writing? It makes sense, right? The AI doesn't think like us, so why would it want us to write like us?
And that right there is the solution. They call it ROI, for rewriting original inputs. The whole point is to use another AI, a smaller one, to act as a kind of translator, taking our human-written text and polishing it into a format that the main AI can understand way more easily.
All right, so you're probably wondering, how do you even build something like this? How do you train an AI to be a translator for another AI? Well, it's a pretty clever process.
Okay, so here's the breakdown of how this ROI thing works. First, they need data. So they use a big, powerful AI to create tons of examples of what a good input looks like. Next, they use all that data to train a smaller, super efficient rewriter model. Its only job is to do this one thing. And then, crucially, they add a filter. An algorithm double-checks the rewritten text to make sure it didn't change the meaning or just make something up. Finally, when you use it, your text goes to the little rewriter first, gets polished, and then gets sent to the main AI.
Now, that third step, the quality filter, is so important. I mean, you can't have the rewriter just changing the whole meaning of your text, right? That'd be a disaster. So it uses these automated scores to measure how similar the new version is to the original. If it strays too far, it just gets tossed out. It's a critical safety check.
Okay, so that's the theory. That's the cool idea. But the big question is, does it actually work? Well, the results, they're pretty incredible.
The gains were especially massive in really specialized areas. Take complex medical translations, for example. Using this rewriting method boosted the main quality score by almost 3 whole points. And in the AI world, a jump like that is absolutely huge.
And this wasn't just a one-trick pony for translation. Nope. For just general language understanding tasks, you see the same story. On the left, you see the accuracy with the original text. On the right, that's the score after the AI translator did its thing. It's a clear win every time.
And this table just drives the point home. Look across all these different tasks. I mean, check out the jump for legal documents. And for summarizing text, the quality score literally more than tripled. That's insane. Across the board, rewriting the input delivered these huge gains without ever having to retrain or change the main AI model.
All right, so let's boil this all down. What are the big things you should remember from this? First, the input matters just as much as the instruction. How you say something to the AI is just as important as what you tell it to do. Second, this is a super efficient way to get better performance without spending a fortune on retraining. And third, the big idea. We can use these small, specialized AIs as translators to help bridge the gap between how we talk and how AI thinks.
You know, what's so cool about this is that it totally opens up a new way of thinking about how we talk to AI. It suggests that these models have hidden preferences, these internal patterns that we're only just starting to figure out. And that leaves us with this really exciting question. What other secret languages do AIs speak that we just haven't discovered yet?